The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Sean.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. It's April 6th. It's 5:31, and it's actually decent out there.
And it's Thursday.
Who says that?
I'm making it work. I'm saying that because tomorrow's Good Friday, and we're off, so I don't get to say Friday. So can it be Thursday?
You can text or call if you're hopping on the Thursday train.
I'm trying to make it work,
Yeah.
okay? It's fetch.
I'm going to go on the other side. Stop trying to make Thursday happen.
I think it's a good one. The other day, I was telling you a story about how I went to the grocery store and I was looking up for all these baby birds that were yelling.
Oh, yeah.
And I was so surprised that nobody else cared about them. Like, how is nobody worried they're going to get pooped on? And later on, throughout my grocery shopping, when I heard the birds again, I realized it was a produce bag stuck in my wheel.
Yeah.
I was mistaken, Sean.
Huh.
I went to the superstore again yesterday.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, this very loud, mechanical sounding raven noise started happening. A bunch of birds started squawking, and it was a bird deterrent. It was a speaker that was making this noise.
Yeah.
So I'm not crazy.
It's totally believable.
Yeah, there were birds happening, and that's why I didn't notice it when I was halfway walking around the grocery store with this cart. When I was like, oh man, yeah, I guess I must have ignored it for a while. No, it was just happening again, and it was so loud, it was coming through the front door again.
I was going to say, that must have been a weird dying bird for the bag to make that sound of a bird chirping. I was a little skeptical. I was like, I don't know, I'll go along with it, but...
Mystery solved. I am not out to lunch. There is a bird noises happening at Superstore. It's just they're pre-recorded. A lot of happy kids might be happening over the weekend with the Easter Bunny coming to visit.
Oh, yes. The hunt is on.
The hunt is on. Easter eggs galore. And I was thinking back to when I was a kid and when the Easter Bunny would hide stuff around my house. And I was like, man, some of the hiding places they came up with were so good.
Yeah, and stuff that you just don't really think about when you're a child.
Yeah, looking for things. Sometimes it would take a couple hours. Sometimes we'd have to go to church and then come home and see if we could find it, which was just so much fun because I love surprises. So like, the longer it can last, the better. But one of the places I remember it being hidden was above the fridge in those cupboards that like nobody ever uses.
Yeah.
Like that was a very smart place, Mr. Easter Bunny.
Yeah. Easter Bunny always put them kind of on some like textured picture frames, not just the ones that were just straight up like rectangles or squares, but they had a ridge on them and a little bit hidden. I remember, I don't know how the Easter Bunny could sneak those on there, but I remember those. Sometimes it'd be like a week or two after and you'd find some like snacks hidden throughout the house. All right, cool. I'm down for these sneaky chocolates.
Yeah, I love it when like the eagle eye parents are like, I see where the Easter Bunny put that. They're like, I can see an egg. And it's like, where are you looking that you can see this egg? Where is it? A lot of times in the Curial cabinet as well. My mom would be like, oh, I see an egg somewhere over there. And it's like, okay, now I have to carefully open this very magnetic door and look through your figurines. And hopefully I have as soft a touch as the Easter Bunny did to get this egg out and eat it. Delicious.
Yeah. Oh, the nostalgia. Do you just do one for fun nowadays? Now that you're an adult, does your husband put one on for you just for the sake of it?
Yes, of course. Of course, my husband does because he's amazing, and I also
and
hide
you're
his
still a
basket.
child.
Yeah. I hide his basket for him, but I mean, we lived in the same house for 5 years, and it's tiny, so he often finds it in the dryer.
I upgraded my phone over the weekend and I went from an iPhone 10 to a 13, and I just have to say, after snapping some pictures, how did we survive without the 0.5 zoom, Steph?
That is a pretty wonderful feature. I think it started in the iPhone 12.
Wow.
So I also get to enjoy that.
What did you call it just like a couple seconds ago?
The fisheye lens.
That's exactly it. It's the fisheye lens. And just on my 13, it is incredible. The perspective that you can get while it's still being so crisp. I am just amazed at the camera that's inside my phone right now.
It's really cool. Now, my husband did say, because we use it a lot, he was like, I wonder if we're going to be in an era where like 5 years from now, we're going to be like, oh yeah, that's when we all had fisheye lenses, because because it's like, obviously you're going to click that so you can get more into the picture. But then as well, it is a little tiny bit distorted.
Yeah. Like right now I'm using it all of the time and I probably need to scale it back. 100% I'll look back. I'm like, why is everything like this? But for right now, I'm like, yes, everything is 0.5 lens.
Sean, are you a Mr. Hollow or a Mr. Solid kind of guy?
I'm going to go solid. No clue what this reference is, but if we're just moving forward with things, I like the way Mr. Solid sounds rather than Mr. Hollow.
Well, it's the chocolate Easter bunnies that you can get in the grocery store. They're called Mr. Hollow or Mr. Solid, and the solid one is the better one, of
Who's
course.
calling them this? Did you give them these names and you just think it's known universally?
No, literally on the package it says Mr.
No,
Solid.
it's not.
There's even a Mr. Crunchy.
Stop it. You just made this up.
I'm not making it up. It's the Easter bunny that it's shaped like a bunny. And sometimes when you bite into one of those, you're like disappointed because it's not solid. It's Mr. Hollow. But then there's Mr. Crunchy who has.
You didn't give me the crunchy option.
Because I felt like everybody's going to pick Mr. Crunchy.
And so you didn't want me to pick crunchy?
I just wanted to know first if you were a solid or a hollow kind of guy, and then we can move on to, are you a solid or a crunchy kind of guy?
Okay, so now we're talking chocolate here, okay?
Yes, yeah, we're talking like the crunchy is like a Mr. Crunch.
I remember way back when I was younger loving just the solid giant chocolate bunny, but when I think back to it, that was the most stale, dry, bland chocolate like known to earth.
I think as well with the solid is that, you're like biting it on the side of your mouth and then you've got just like chocolate all around your mouth and it's just melting on the side of your, like it's kind of not a great experience.
Mine wasn't melting. Were you just like densely holding on to it and like just like getting it everywhere?
Gnawing on it, trying to get a piece of chocolate. And
oh yeah, you have those fragile teeth over there.
I do. I have fragile teeth. I cannot bite anything with my front teeth, so I have to do everything
That's why, that's a scene to behold. You just gnawing on a hard, solid chocolate. Yeah, I could just rip into it. I got these chompers over here that are good.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm the kid
humble
that's
brag,
like,
good teeth.
Jealous. I'm dropping my Easter bunny. Like, please break into
taking a hammer to it. You're like, Dad, can you break this off for me?
I need your help.
My teeth hurt.
I'm fragile.
I am fully caught up on all 8 seasons of Love
seasons.
or 8 episodes of Love Is Blind of the new season.
Thank you so much for finally getting with the program here. Those last 3 episodes came out last Friday night.
Right. Yeah, watched the other one just yesterday. So I caught up and I'm ready to make predictions because new episodes, like the full season kind of comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to see who's going to say yes, who's going to say no at the altar, and kind of if 2 people run to each other that weren't married,
Yeah. 3 more episodes tomorrow, and so this is not really spoilers, right? Like I had to have been the last one to watch.
I think you
getting caught up with everything. So if you haven't even watched episode 1 yet, maybe turn it down for a hot second.
I don't think if you haven't watched episode 1, you won't know any of these names, and this will mean nothing to you. So you can just laugh at our predictions.
Cool. All right, let's go first. Well, I'll start us off with Micah and Paul. They are a couple here. I believe in the TV show they will say yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I do not. I think Paul will say yes, but Micah will say no.
Oh, interesting.
I think she's still maybe thinking a little bit about Kwame and thinking there's got to be something better out there.
Yeah, I think she's going to convince herself that Paul, like she's telling herself, she's trying to convince herself Paul is the one. But here's my other prediction for them. Come reunion episode 2 weeks from now, not together.
Oh, okay. So then on to the next person, Kwame and Chelsea. What do you think they're going to say at the altar?
I think Kwame is going to say no.
And Chelsea would say yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what about you?
I think they're both going to say no, and it just depends on who gets to go first to say it.
So you just think whoever goes first is going to say no in that relationship?
Yeah, I think Chelsea's going to be like, I think you're a nice guy, but probably we're not as compatible. And I think Kwame's going to be like, I think you're a nice guy, but I can't stop thinking about Micah.
Right. Okay, I can definitely see that. I think Chelsea will say yes, though. Bliss and Zach, that's the impromptu relationship that we had spark up. I think they're going to say yes.
I think they are too. I think Zach, there's no way he's saying no to Bliss after he already kind of dumped her once, went for Irina, now he's back with Bliss. This love story is a very interesting one, and I think they're both in it for the long haul.
I also have another prediction: reunion not together.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and who do you think is going to be the problem?
I think both of them will just come to realization that they rush things.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
I think they're just kind of in like a honeymoon, rushing, like, holy crap, this didn't work out. It's you. I still want to be on the TV show. This, that, the other. Cameras are off. They're spending time together. Like, wow, we really rushed into this.
Okay, interesting.
That's my prediction.
I think they'll still be together. Tiffany and Brett.
Okay, easiest one ever.
Yeah,
I think in every season, this is the easiest one. It has to be yes.
Yeah, for sure. Like, they are so compatible. They know what they want. They are so respectful to each other. They're saying yes, for sure.
Shout out to me watching one episode. And then I was like, I ship them. They're the best. They're the greatest.
Shout out to you. Yeah, they are the best. I also agree. Marshall and Jackie, our final couple.
Like you said with that other one, whoever goes first says no.
Yeah. Okay. No, I actually don't think so. I think Marshall's going to say no, and I think it's a toss-up about what Jackie will say, depending on how she's feeling that day. If they've had a good couple days before they go to the altar, she's saying yes. If it hasn't been great, she's saying no.
How about this for a prediction? They don't even make it to the wedding. They don't even make it to the altar.
Well, I mean, what is that? Josh B guy did come in, but I'm not sure she's
I don't even
shipping
think
him.
Yeah, I don't think he's even. I think they might just be like, let's just call it. Let's not even bring our families like this far. Let's just call it and not bring our families through all that and not even have a wedding.
That would be so awkward to know you're going to say no and be like, Mom and Dad, come and be on this TV show with
friends.
me just for show.
Yeah.
Let's all get dressed up.
So I don't think they even get there.
Okay. Interesting times. We're going to find out tomorrow night. 3 more episodes of Love is Blind get released, and I can't wait. Long-standing Easter tradition honestly dates back to the 1400s. Hot crossed buns.
Never had one in my life.
Never had one. You know what? I'm going to be honest, Sean, you're not missing anything.
All right, good. I'm happy about that. If I was missing something out since the 1400s, I'd be a little upset.
I got to tell you, I feel like they masquerade as something delicious. You know, they come out at this time of year and people are like, oh, yeah, hot cross buns. Yes?
I have a question. What is a hot cross bun? Never had one. Don't even know what it is. A pastry of some sort.
That's what I'm going to say, is that they pretend to be something awesome because they have these nice crosses on the top. So they're a bun. Okay. They're filled with kind of spiced dough. Sometimes they have raisins in them or peel, which is like kind of like dried fruit throughout them. And then they look like they have icing on the top in crosses. Yeah. But actually, it's just watered down dough that they put on before they cook them, so it looks like icing, but it's actually just
sounds like some things you would make in the 1400s. 100%.
A monk invented them, Sean.
Yes. Like, let's put dried not cooked dough on top and make it look like icing, because we don't have icing in the 1400s.
Exactly. But now we have icing and we can be better, but somehow these buns haven't improved. And I know that I have been to like multiple houses around Easter time where they're like, it's Easter, so we'll serve you hot cross buns. And I'm like, I will try to politely pick out the raisins from this terrible experience. But my friend Paul, one time, my grandma's like an amazing cook, and he came over, was very excited to see this beautiful array of hot cross buns across my parents' table. And so he was just like, yeah, can I have one of these? And I was like, of course you can. Please enjoy. And then he like took this giant bite out of it, was shocked and appalled that there was not only raisins, but my grandma had done the bonus where she put both the peel and the raisins in there. Goodness. And he just started spitting it out into my bedroom garbage, which like didn't have a bag in it. I'm like, I'm gonna get ants, and also I don't want to clean this up. Like, go find a garbage that gets changed more often. And therein lies my problem with hot cross buns. Not to mention the recorder song.
Yeah. See, that's what I know. I played that on recorder way back. Yeah.
It is cookie season for Girl Guides, and so we went door-to-door selling last night.
Oh, fun. I remember these stories from the past couple of years and always just having a ton of fun.
Yeah, we have a great time. Sometimes we get lost. It's just awesome.
It's great. We get lost all the time.
I'm not a map person like you, Sean. It's just, good thing I have a GPS in my pocket to get me back to the starting point. But anyway, last night while we were out selling, it was really cool to see just some really nice neighbors. And so one of our girls went to a door and said, would you like to buy some Girl Guide cookies? They're $6 a box. And the guy said, how much for that box? And he pointed to like their cardboard box, and they're like, oh, a whole case is $72. And he was like, all right, here's 100 and give them to my neighbors. And so he just had them go around to the doors, and when they said, no, I don't want any, I don't have any cash or whatever, oh, your neighbor actually bought you a box, here you go.
What a hero. What a guy. What street was this? Cool? I need to look at houses in that area. If we're going to get free cookies dropped off at the door front, that's like the way to my heart.
We got Obie in the house. Episode 7 just aired. So exciting. The semifinals, Team Teal, Team Black, Team Orange. We just got to watch the episode. Now you were on a lake challenge, tandem challenge in Sudbury.
Yep, Sea-Doo. Most lakes per capita in municipality. That was something I didn't know.
Hey, Ontario has 221,000 lakes. Alberta has 600. We just got to give some love where love is due to the lake country, okay?
You on Northern Ontario, girl.
I grew up on Lake Superior.
I see my buddy all the time in Sault Ste. Marie, so he's got a cottage. Yeah, he's got a cottage out there, so. And we go boating on his lake and stuff, but I didn't know there was that many lakes in Sudbury.
I thought
it was more the mining capital of the
Well, they do have a smokestack as well, which we did get to see too. But let's just go over to the tandem challenge. You're on a Sea-Doo. You've got jewels on a tube on the back, and you have your coach telling you what to do.
Yeah, and that strategy there was just basically we lean. I was like, I'm going to lean, so you might hear me lean. And that was like let's kind of lean into the turn to like make it easier and go quicker. And it was like a slow turn. I was just like tapping the throttle. I didn't want to go too fast because if I went too fast, it would be like a slingshot effect, and then I probably for sure would have hit a wake and Jules would have went flying. But she was literally flying and hanging on for dear life. So it was cool to see. She's got better grip strength than some people. So yeah, we're pretty consistent with 205. So
no kidding. Yeah. I saw that. And y'all got to go second. The other team, who we won't speak of, got to go first. How much did you base your strategy on seeing them go?
So like Team Teal had 2 do not finishes. Yeah. I'm personally was happy to see that because it puts pressure on them, and I wanted them gone. So, yeah, I'll be straight up. I wanted to see them go home, and when they didn't complete any of the runs, it puts the pressure on them. So we said, you can hear me say, like, we'll just tone it down for the first one. And I thought we went slow. I don't know. I guess it was relatively quick because we had the same time. But just completing one would put pressure on them because the way it was you did 2 runs, and no matter what happened, the next team went, and then we did one last run. And you don't see our third run due to editing. We didn't need to show it because Team Teal had a slower time. But yeah, I think Team Teal, you got to go for broke. You just don't go through the motions your last run. You have, like, I'd rather see 3 do not finishes and you pin it to try to beat a time than just go through the motions to say, yeah, you completed a round. Like, that's just my opinion as a sport guy and athlete, that you go for broke, right? And Team Luke, same thing. They just wanted to get one completed to put the pressure on Teal. And then Bradley obviously could go faster, and they beat us by, I think, 5 seconds. So props to Vinny and Bradley. Bradley's got the grip strength for sure. Yeah.
Now, and behind the scenes, we always hear about music videos and stuff. Oh, it was actually so cold that day. Oh, the water this. Was it cold that day, or was it a beautiful summer day? And we're just
no. It was a nice day, warm weather or whatever. And I think it started. I think there was a thunderstorm actually after close to the third runs. But yeah, like it was a downpour after like we cut for the day. So we got everything in just in time.
And then the mine rescue, that was the team challenge. Yeah. And you, from the get-go, you're like, boys, ladies, trust me, we're going to get this done. How was that?
Yeah, I mean, I did open pit mining, so I never been underground. So, but, wearing a breathing apparatus, I'm used to. Theirs was different. It's just heavier. There's a big chunk of ice that goes in the back to help cool, because it's like a rebreather, right? Where ours are tank. So once you're done the tank, you need a new tank or you can't breathe. There, it's just like you can keep breathing continuously, but once the ice melts, you're just circulating hot air. So yeah, and the key to that event was my team trusted me, because I explained to them like what they were going to experience with the mask and how it's going to feel. It's going to suck. It's going to be restrictive, but just understand that's normal and just trust me to get you through this. Where another team said it was in their wheelhouse, and unfortunately it's not in your wheelhouse, Dustin, sorry. But as a former medic, you never been in that situation. So for them to air that it was in his wheelhouse is, to me, is insulting to my profession. And he collapsed multiple times. So yeah, it's embarrassing for him, to be honest. Like, that was all drama. I don't believe in that stuff. Devin, you could see me kind of come around when she finished.
Yeah, you went right
I
to
can
her.
tell the difference between drama and potentially a medical emergency. So that's how I dealt with it. Obviously, you can tell by the tone of my voice that I'm pretty upset with that. So, yeah, you don't want ratings. You can fall to the ground and cry. That's cool, but Team Orange dominated that competition straight up. So.
I'm going to be honest, when I was watching it, because we know you and you're such a wonderful man and so great in this community as a firefighter and first responder, when you ran over to Devin, I nearly started crying. Like, I was like, that's my friend being a good guy. And
my mom reached out and said she cried. It was, she was proud, and that's me being that's sportsmanship, right? But that shows how much respect and love I have for the majority of the cast and competitors. That, yeah, we're rivals on set, but like, I love these people and they're my friends, and I will do whatever it takes to like back them up and support them. And yeah, I had a couple other people reach out saying that was a cool moment. I didn't really think much of it. It's just who I am. But for people to notice, it's a cool feeling. And yeah, Devin, yeah, she appreciated it. She was okay. She just, her lactic acid in her legs. I thought it might have been a breathing thing, but it was just her legs were just giving out. So she was wobbly. You could see the lactic acid building up. So she was fine. She's a warrior. She's awesome. She didn't need my help. She just said my tricep was in her frame. So my tricep was blocking her face in that one scene. So sorry, I'll stop working out, but no.
Then the end of the episode, we saw, it did come down. Team Teal eliminated. See you bye. And then you've got Black and Orange. Just
came down to like performing at the end of the day, right? So especially the mine one, we didn't know the times, right? People don't understand that. We don't know any times. Same with the Sea-Doo, right? It was like, you hear Luke say hard ice, and that's like on set lingo for like, do not talk at all. So like, we didn't know anyone's times. We just knew our personal time. So like the whole time I'm like, I don't know what Black got. I don't know what Teal got. And that's why we did do a third run based on Team Teal's last run, but it didn't matter time-wise, right? So
with the Sea-Doo thing, yeah. Any teasers? So we know you're in the final. We saw that at the end of the episode. But what can you say about the final? Anything at all, or just watch it?
Watch it, but like you can tell by like the edits that all three events are team events, which is to me the best way. We're all a team. Win as a team, lose a team. Don't put it on two people. Don't put it on one person. Win as a team, lose a team. So they're all team events. Pretty grueling ones. Some cool sights and stuff. The Confederation Bridge is a unique. Something
everyone kind of knows around here.
Yeah. So like, I was like, I thought we were in Moncton, and then we're actually in PI technically for the first event. So that was because it was about an hour and a half drive from our hotel, right? So I was like, where are we going? And then when we drove by the platform, like, oh, that sucks. Construction blocking traffic, and then that was the event. And then like, there's traffic going the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, so that's in the back of your head. Like, they got some barriers and stuff, but it was an active highway, and we're doing this challenge, so it was pretty cool. Yeah. All
right. Well, we'll have to watch out for that, because the last episode where we see if Team Orange or Team Black takes home the trophy is coming out tonight at 8:00 on CBC.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a ton of fun, but it's time for us to get to the long weekend.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. What a week we've had here. Holy crap, it's been busy.
It has been busy. I thought you were going to complain because you had to come to work for only 3 days this week.
That too. We're at 2.5 right now, and I'm tired.
Oh my gosh. Well,
4-day work week, 3-day work week is what we need.
Very true. I hate to break it to you, Sean, but you didn't take any holidays on Monday, and we are Easter Monday workers. So 5-day work week next week.
Next week, 5 days?
Can you handle it?
I got sick days.
Oh my God, don't you dare.
Make some things happen over here. Have a good weekend, okay?
We hope it's looking on the bright side.
And, dog, say hi to them.
Say hi to those puppies for us.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.